All right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we have some huge updates to talk about for GTA 6. It seems like every day that passes, this game gets even more ambitious and bigger than ever. Grand Theft Auto 6 is probably the most anticipated game in the world right now, which is pretty impressive when you consider the fact that we still haven't seen a single second of official gameplay. Not to mention, we don't even know what the game's official title is, although most of us are just assuming it's going to be called Grand Theft Auto 6. But still, with a reveal seemingly right around the corner and a release date reportedly less than 2 years away, a lot of new details and information has slowly started leaking out of Rockstar, and in this video we are going to go everything that has been confirmed recently, as well as talk about just how huge GTA 6 is going to be. Although take everything here with a tiny grain of salt, because obviously everything is subject to change until Rockstar says otherwise. So definitely stick around until the end of the video, because there are some details here that you guys do not want to miss. So be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and without further delay, let's go ahead and jump into the first piece of major GTA 6 news that has previously been reported by Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming, who, if you didn't know, is a very trusted insider in the gaming world who has leaked countless pieces of news correctly throughout all of the years of his work. According to a recent report by the leaker, Rockstar is planning on releasing GTA 6 exclusively on the 9th generation consoles, meaning the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One will not be getting a version of GTA 6. Now, frankly, I think we all saw this one coming. GTA 5 struggled to run optimally on the Xbox One and PS4, so naturally an even bigger and more technically advanced game like GTA 6 is going to skip out on those two systems. While many AAA gamers are still insisting on having 8th generation ports, this simply isn't the best strategy for making something really technically impressive due to how old the Xbox One and PS4 are, especially when you consider the fact that those consoles were kind of underpowered when they originally launched, let alone by 2023 standards. So if you're holding out hope for the PS4 or Xbox One to get a version of GTA 6, you probably should just bite the bullet and go out and get a 9th generation console, because at this point right now it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and honestly I think that's a small price to pay for the sake of the game's overall quality. Next up, in terms of new information regarding GTA 6's potential release date, I'd like to talk about a story from Tez2. Tez2 being the prominent leaker in the Rockstar community. Well, they said in the GTA forums, when responding to somebody that said this comment, Red Dead Outlaw said, "I don't think the PS5 Pro is going to release. I think Sony will just announce directly the PS6 in 2027. However, if the PS5 Pro releases, in my opinion, it's not going to be so different than the PS5." To which Tez2 responded, and they said, "A friend of mine who's a game dev stated that Sony back during the PS4 Pro days would send the development kits usually 2 years prior to the retail release. If the major AAA studios started receiving them last year during the summertime, then a holiday 2024 release is on the horizon. Imagine if GTA 6 releases just around the PS5 Pro's release date as well. So if we end up getting GTA 6 sometime in 2024 and then the PS5 Pro around then as well, that would be a wild time, but I doubt that Rockstar would be able to support the PS5 Pro and the new Xbox sometime after the development of the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions of the game are done." Do you ever feel like you're unprotected using public Wi-Fi networks? Well, I have just the solution for you, which is brought to you by today's video partner, NordVPN. You can get an exclusive NordVPN deal here using my link, nordvpn.com/WesNemo. Oh, and to top it off, it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, Wi-Fi networks, especially free public Wi-Fi, can be compromised by criminals trying to intercept your data. For example, you want to surf the web at your local cafe, so you connect to the cafe-free Wi-Fi network without thinking. But just like Admiral Akbar said, it's a trap. It's a fake network set up as a part of an evil twin man-in-the-middle attack. While you're browsing, criminals will harvest any sensitive data you enter. Now the question is, how would you stop something like this? Well, the solution is easy. You can encrypt your online traffic with NordVPN at all times to keep their naughty fingers out. Protect your online traffic with my exclusive NordVPN deal at nordvpn.com/WesNemo. Like I said, it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. And to celebrate Nord's 11th birthday, if you buy NordVPN, you could win extra subscription time for every purchase of a 2-year plan. So click the link in the description or go to nordvpn.com/WesNemo to get started. And a big thank you to NordVPN for collaborating with me on today's video. One of the main topics of discussion surrounding GTA 6 is the size of the world and how it compares to other Rockstar games. Whenever a new open world game is confirmed, one of the first things that people talk about is the actual size of its world, because on one hand, you don't want the game to be too small, because then it limits how much you can actually do, but on the other hand, you don't want the game world to be too big, because then that could potentially be overwhelming and possibly kill the player's motivation to explore if it's not highly detailed. Grand Theft Auto 6 game world is going to be a pretty impressive, but nothing too crazy by Rockstar standards. Obviously, this map is still unconfirmed and didn't come from Rockstar themselves. Rather, it came from passionate fans combing through the leaks and seeing if they could deduce the map size from everything that we know so far about the work in progress version of the game. But from the most recent estimations, the GTA 6 map is going to be about 1.5 times bigger than the Grand Theft Auto 5 map. This is when measured in game units. In fact, the details that we have for GTA 6 right now even reference what seems to be fictionalized fictionalized parts of South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. Meaning if GTA 6 map will cover fictionalized versions of Florida as well as the southern parts of its neighboring states. So if that information is true, this map is going to be bigger than any of us were all expecting it to be, which would be pretty insane. Again, I just have to point out that this map size is not confirmed, but given Rockstar's tendency to make each game bigger and better than the last, GTA 6 map being 1.5 times the size of GTA 5's makes sense to me, especially considering just how many details Rockstar is putting into every square mile of this new game world. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be easily the most vibrant and alive map in Rockstar's entire history, so even though the map isn't going to be as massive as some people were suggesting, the amount of detail and interaction is going to be staggering. And speaking of the game world, one thing that's been mentioned multiple times throughout the massive data dump of Rockstar's GTA 6 from last year was the world events. In fact, it's believed that there's going to be over 1,300 world events, which is insane when you consider the fact that GTA 5 only had 60 world events, 3 of which were exclusive to the enhanced edition of the game. Red Dead 2 also had a ton of world events as well, and that's really what made the game feel immersive and alive, but Rockstar is seemingly going all out with this feature in GTA 6. While we don't know the specifics of these world events, we do have a little bit of details that can kind of give us a bit more information about them. They include bait and tackle shop criminal, swole couple beach selfies, carjacking advanced AI, lost and crazy woman, drug lab apartment, drug lab lockup, DUI sobriety test, hunting accident, and so on and so forth. So I guess it goes without saying that this game is going to be an extremely active game world, and it's going to take a long time to see everything that it has to offer. But that is not the only thing that's going to be even bigger and better, and that is with GTA 6 will come a new version of GTA Online. But with the recent revelations about the base game's world size, it's hard not to think about how that will impact the online portion of the game. GTA 6 Online will likely be structured very similar to the first version of the game, meaning it will likely take place on the base game's map. And while that sounds like an awesome experience, we have to question how that's going to impact the lobby sizes and overall performance. A while back, a leak came out suggesting that GTA Online 2 or GTA 6 Online will feature 32-person lobbies, which may not actually sound like very much when you factor in the significantly large map. So it has some people concerned that GTA 6 Online will be limited to just certain sections of the map, or it could be that the leaks about the 32-person lobbies were inaccurate or changed. Personally, I would love to see 64-person lobbies if the map really is going to be as big as we're all hearing it's going to be. But then again, the 32-person lobby leaks came from a very reliable source who also stated that something like this would have been locked in early, meaning if the lobby count leaks were accurate, it's very unlikely that that changes before launch, which may end up being a bit of a disappointment for players hoping for a massive jump in the multiplayer game world size from the first game's multiplayer to the second. Now, speaking of GTA Online, a recent rumor has claimed that Rockstar has actually taken inspiration from the popularity of roleplay servers. GTA roleplay servers ended up being way more popular than Rockstar probably expected in the first GTA Online, and it makes sense for the team to take that into account when designing the follow-up game, but I'm not entirely sure how they're going to do it. Maybe they'll release more missions that are tailored to completing while in character, or perhaps they'll make specific matchmaking options just for role players. I totally believe that Rockstar wants to give back to the role-playing community, but something like that is really difficult to design because the entire appeal of a GTA Online server that is a roleplay server is the fact that you just do whatever you want while in character. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Another highly rumored feature that may actually come to fruition in the base game is romance options, which would be a very new concept for a game like GTA. Romance options are common in open world RPGs, but since Grand Theft Auto has always been more of a linear open world game, they've been kind of absent. Adding some kind of romance options to a game like GTA would inherently mean that there will be some kind of branching storyline that drastically changes depending on the relationships you form. And given what we know so far about the story, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if these rumors end up being true. But that kind of begs the question, do you want to see romance options in GTA? Or do you think that that would take too much story control away from Rockstar? This studio is obviously known for their incredible story presentation, and if they add branching story options, they will naturally have to give some of that up to the player, so it's a bit of a push-pull situation, I guess you could say. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that in the comment section. Now, in addition to romance and role-playing, there's been some rumors that have suggested that GTA 6 will introduce some kind of co-op gameplay, but I don't think I believe that. These rumors stem from the fact that the game will have two main characters that will work together in a lot of the missions, which I guess could be interpreted as an opportunity for two playable characters at the same time, but I don't think that's going to be the case. The two main characters obviously aren't going to be attached at the hip for the entire game, so implementing some kind of co-op mechanic would be a questionable use of time and resources in such a massive game. So as much as I would love to see co-op in a GTA campaign, I just don't see that happening in GTA 6, although someone will surely make a co-op mod within a couple of weeks of the PC version's release. But maybe GTA 6 Online will be so good that we really wouldn't need a co-op aspect modded into the single player. Now, as for when this game is going to be revealed to the public, I'm still pretty convinced that we're going to get a massive showcase later this year. Many trusted gaming insiders have stated that Rockstar is planning something massive for later this year so that they can properly hype the gaming world for a late 2024 or early 2025 release. It recently came out that Rockstar's publisher Take-Two is not willing to delay the game any further than late 2025, and the developers are currently shooting for a holiday 2024 release date, but it's possible that they end up pushing the launch back even further if the publisher will allow them to. That said, Rockstar likes to promote their games roughly a year before they launch, so if early 2025 is the cutoff for GTA 6 release and late 2024 is the current target, it would make total sense for them to start hyping it up in late 2023. It's also generally understood that major game details about AAA games only start leaking in the months prior to a major game reveal, since that's when the studios are finalizing these details and getting a little less tight-lipped about things. So the fact that we've been getting so many trusted insiders reporting on GTA 6 details recently, that could be an indication that an official reveal is actually in the pipeline for the next 9 months or so. Personally, I'm expecting a major reveal later this year, probably in the fall or winter, so that way Rockstar can avoid all of the major summer reveals and fall game launches that are going to be on everyone's mind. Rockstar loves having the spotlight all to themselves, and I think revealing GTA 6 sometime between October and December of this year would be a perfect way to do that. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the biggest game of the decade, likely surpassing the insane record set by its predecessor, and with all of this new information coming out about the newest open world project from Rockstar, we're surely going to get a ton of new intel as the months go on and as we get closer and closer to that launch day. So let me know if you're excited for GTA 6 down in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel with your notifications turned on, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.